So this is a really important tool, both of them, that we should all have at home. This is the HoMedics No Touch Infrared Thermometer, and it comes with the pulse oximeter or oximeter. I'm not sure. Forgive me. V38022. On a clearance price today of $51.67, we're getting both pieces for 25% off. 3 easy payments of $17.22. So there's no reorder on this. That's why it's on clearance. And again, it's a really, really important tool that we should all have at home. We all need, accurate, dependable temperature readings. And with this, you get it. And it's actually color coded. So if you see it when you do your temperature, if it turns green, that means that we're all good. We've got normal temperature. See, I'm 97.9. Anywhere between 95.9 and 99.1. If it turns yellow, right there you know you have a low-grade fever, anywhere between 99.2 and 100.4. And then if it turns red, you know it's a high fever. It's 100.6 through 109.2. So all of that being said, this is, you don't have to touch, you don't have to put it under the arm, you don't have to, put it in the ear sometimes for kids. This is great for all ages to get their temperature, and now more than ever, we need accurate temperature taking. So that is one piece that comes with the set. And then it also comes to get your blood oxygen level. So you just put it on, you press the button, and then you get your blood oxygen level, and it also takes your pulse rate. This is really important too. Right now, for all of the things that we are going through, we need to know our blood oxygen level. So Megan Murray is standing by. Hi, Megan, how are you?
Actually, Rosina, it's Emily Scott tonight.
Oh yeah, we match. Hi.
Yeah, yeah. How are you? But
Great.
you know what? You're right. You're right. The last 2 years has created a brand new normal. Now, when you call the doctor's office, they want numbers. They want to know your temperature. They oftentimes want to know your blood oxygen level. We put this together from HoMedics, a perfect set to give you everything that you're going to need to know. And these numbers are going to be important forever. The oximeter takes your blood oxygen level. I'll get to that in just a second. But the thermometer is clinically accurate. It uses infrared and it's contactless. So all you do is point it to your forehead right between your brows, pull the trigger. In 2 seconds, it's going to give you the number 98.2. But as Rosina explained, you also get a color coded screen. Now, if you've had sick babies or children at night that you've had to sneak in and take their temperature, the last thing you want to do is this old fashioned under the arm, under the tongue, or wherever else. This is contactless. It will give you the number and also that color coded screen, and it will store the last 50 readings. So if the doctor asks you, well, you haven't been feeling well for 3 days, what's happened to your temperature? You can scroll back through time and see all of those 50 readings. Last summer, I went to look for this, couldn't find this anywhere.
Yeah.
Thermometers were nowhere to be found.
Absolutely. I went through the same thing. I needed to find one and I couldn't. And now to be able to get this home from HoMedics, that's a leader in health and wellness since what, like 1987? We know we can
Yeah.
trust a brand like this because you also, it's so funny because last week I was talking to my cousin. She lives in New York. She has 2 little ones at home. Her 2-year-old was not feeling well. And the first thing that we're so worried about all the time right now is, oh my God, he's not feeling good. And she said that her thermometer was not being accurate. Like every time she would take his temperature, it was
Yep.
different. She called the doctor and the doctor was like, listen,
hmm
you can't come in. First, you need to know the temperature. It was a mess. And she was like beside
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
So I guess her husband had to run out to try and find a good one. That's why this right now is perfect to have it
Yeah.
home and rely on it and know that it's reliable and have it in your bathroom for
Yep.
whenever you need it.
Absolutely. Clinical accuracy is important. If you take your temperature and you don't get an accurate reading, it's completely worthless. But this is called the oximeter. And what this does is take your blood oxygen level. So what you want to do is put it on one of your 3 fingers, not your pinky and not your thumb, and press the button. Now, you may have seen this in the doctor's office. You definitely saw it if you went to the ER or were in an ambulance. It is kind of new for home use, and that's why we're so excited to bring it to you. Now, what's happening is as you breathe, your lungs pull the oxygen out of the air, and your cardiovascular system delivers it to your tissues, your organs, your brain, your heart, all of that. But it has to be done in a specific way if your body is working correctly. So, you want the reading, your blood oxygen level, to be between 95 and 100. Anything below a 95 is too low, the above 100 is too high. Your doctor wants to know that. You don't feel what it's doing. It's using the same infrared technology. So I'm getting a pulse right now. My blood oxygen level is a 97. My pulse, I'm a little excited to be on TV with you, Rosina, is up to 66. We give you the lanyard because it's a smaller device. We give you the batteries for both. But now what you have at your fingertips, Rosina, is information. If you're not feeling well, you need to take control of your health care and step up and have these numbers at your fingertips.
It really is very, very important. And again, yeah, we're all starting to learn of the importance of that blood oxygen level that I feel like back in the day it was just that, like you said, when you went to the doctor's office or God forbid the ER, they would take it. But now everyone's learning that it is important to know it, or at least the doctor is asking you over the phone to know what is your blood oxygen level. I think even more than a year ago, my dad before had COPD. Um, b- uh,
Hmm.
um, Before he passed away, he had COPD. And we had one of these at home. And I was always like, what is that? What is it for? What is it? But it was
Yeah,
important to know is my dad has to take his blood
absolutely.
oxygen level
Hmm.
very, very often. So now, like I said, now I have one at home. Everyone does because
Hmm.
it's really important with any sort of sickness that you might have. You need
Yeah,
to know how much oxygen is being pumped around in your blood.
right. Right, because there's times you don't feel well and you don't know. And calling the doctor isn't the same as it was 2 years ago. I called my pediatrician. My daughter had a regular old ankle, her ankle was sore. And I got a battery of questions, couldn't go in unless I met certain criteria. They wanted to know all sorts of information. And if you've ever felt rushed in the doctor's office, you don't want to spend that valuable time trying to figure out something you can figure out on your own. The time at the doctor's office should be talking about your health. If you can go in and you know your temperature and you know your blood oxygen level, you're giving your doctor such important information. They can dive right into the reason that you're there.
You're totally right about that. And I'm looking at the video right there. And again, it's so important. And it's cool because you have the lanyard, so you can just put it around your neck. Like my dad probably could have used that he had to take his blood oxygen level so often. And then to be
Mhm.
able to get it on a clearance price today, 51.67, that means that each piece, so the thermometer and the oximeter, is 25.84 each. I think that's a very, very good, I mean, even more than a incredible price for each of them, right? $25
Yeah.
each?
Well, and you're getting the HoMedics name. You're
Right.
getting accuracy. You said yourself, your friend had one. I had one myself. It didn't give consistent readings. I can't believe it. Now, I want you to watch this video. There are two modes on the thermometer. One is for the human being. So we're taking the temperature of the dad and the baby. But you can also change the mode to something called surface. And with that one, you can take the temperature of, say, the baby's bath water right there or the baby's formula. When
Oh.
my now 28-year-old was little, I'd heat his formula and I'd squeeze a little on my wrist
Yes.
and I'd really hope it wasn't hot. Right? Look at how simple this is. It really gives you that dual purpose.
Wow.
There's the surface right there.
Do you know that you just taught me something? And I do have my
Yay!
5-month-old at home, and
Oh,
I have this. I do have the HoMedics one at home, and I didn't
do
know
you?
about that surface mode.
Yeah.
Thank you for teaching me that. I'm gonna use
Yeah, it
it.
says mode. Yeah, it says mode. I love that. It's absolutely fantastic. Or if you make candy and you have to bring sugar up to a certain temperature, that surface is also fantastic. I don't know how many cooks need to know the temperature of sugar, but it's nice to know. But here's what's great: never wake the sleeping baby When my children were sick, the last thing I wanted to do was go in the room. I'd go in and I'd put the back of my hand on their forehead, and I knew there was a fever. And then I'd have to wake them up and put the thermometer someplace. And then, by the way, I'd have to hold this thermometer up, my old-fashioned one, which I still have one that has poisonous liquid in it, and
Right,
I'd have to
right.
twist it back and forth. I can't see for beans, so forget. Is it 96? Is it 94? I didn't know. This gives you a digital number as well as a color-coded screen. We want this to be the easiest, best thermometer and oximeter that you ever have.
Absolutely. This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Emily. I really, really appreciate your time.